There is no such thing as that one special girl. She does not exist. She'll forgive you for stepping out on her. If your girl's on IG, she is not your girl. But she will not forgive you for being boring. So you want to be my girlfriend, huh? Good relationships are rare these days, but they are possible. Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 794th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. Where's my date at? Sorry about that. It is Tuesday, October 26th of 2021. It is good to have you guys in this afternoon. Getting pretty close to episode number 800. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to Facebook, mgtow.tv, manosphere.tv, DLive, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K, to SharpStream, which is this community's only independently owned and run platform, meaning it is impossible to cancel me, us.
Nope.
So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Shout out to the snipers on the SharpStream side. Let me extend the window here. I thought I was ready. Clearly I was not. Hang on. There we go. Kronos Absolution, haven't seen you in a while. Geek Anomaly, Dre Raven, and of course the lovely and talented Devin. Shout out to the sharpshooters on the YouTube side. And for whatever reason, my cursor seems to be playing games with me. There we go. There we go. Jordan Price is in the house. Lou Will 59. William Osborne. Dre Raven double dipping. Ice Dragon Kid. Shout out to Cameron Barton. Welcome to Chat Privileges. At Cameron Barton to welcome him to the TSR family. Cam is kind of the prodigal son here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen or talked to Cameron Barton. I think we've been on a couple of fantasy football leagues together. A couple of TSR fantasy football leagues. So shout out to CB in the house. It's good to have him in here today. Listen, let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing that I need to do before I get started on this is, once again, and I guess this is more or less sort of a come to Jesus, sort of a come to Jesus week here at TSR Towers. Yesterday, of course, I revealed the Anthony Johnson demand letter from his attorney. You guys can go and check that out literally everywhere. And so I got to thinking, it's time for me to voice my opinion on this Fresh and Fit versus ABBA and Preach fiasco. That it's old news. Nobody's talking about it anymore, which is good. It appears the Fresh and Fit boys have recovered. They're almost at 450,000 subscribers, and for that, I'm glad of that. But before I get started, I want to let everyone know. Just a few things. Number one, obviously you guys know that there is no love lost between the Fresh and Fit boys and Kevin Samuels. I am not going to get in the middle of that. Me doing this particular video in no way affects my relationship with Kevin. We're still friends. It's all good. Our relationship remains unchanged. It's the same thing with Myron and Fresh. That's just how that is. Again, they're two different entities. They have two very different audiences. They had a little bit of it was a dust up behind the scenes, which is great. That's the way it should have been handled. In the end, they settled it the way they felt was best, and I'm still friends with both sides. So when I say something about Kevin Samuels, that does not mean it's a slight against Myron Gaines. When I say something about Myron and Fresh, that does not mean it's a slight against Kevin Samuels. If I break down a Kevin Samuels video, that doesn't mean that I'm against Myron Gaines and the Fresh and Fit boys. If I break down a Fresh and Fit video, that does not mean that I am against Kevin Samuels. There are some people out there who might characterize it that way. I'm letting you guys know straight from the horse's mouth that is not the case. Kevin and I recently had a phone call. He said, look, man, we're still friends. It's all good. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. Number two, the one thing that men have to really, really grasp and understand is that when we make mistakes in life, you have to own your mistakes. You guys know that we have all made plenty of mistakes in life. Sometimes we'll own those mistakes. Most of the time we don't. Most of the time we'd like to think that, we justify our mistakes. And when you justify your mistakes, you repeat those mistakes because you use the same logic and rationale to justify said mistakes. I apologized on the air to Rollo Tomasi for not having his back when Anthony Johnson came out with all of the nonsense against him. The reason I didn't take the side that I should have is quite simply I didn't really think it was that serious. As far as I was concerned, Anthony Johnson's never done anything to me. That's between him and Rollo. Why should I get involved? Why do I need to take sides? Well, turns out that what Rollo told me was absolutely true. That decision, it became clear to me that the decision not to have Rollo's back publicly, it became clear to me at about the 6-month mark, long before Anthony ever came after me, that was the wrong decision. Well, I'm here to clear up the record and let everyone know, including the Fresh and Fit boys, that I regret. Let me repeat that. I regret not coming to their defense and having their back publicly. And I'm just going to keep it all the way real with you guys. The reason I didn't is because I was afraid. I talked myself into thinking that if I defended Fresh and Fit in public, that they would also, that the lynch mob would then come after me. After all I had been with O'Shea and Anthony and all of the hits and slings and arrows that I had taken, I said to myself, dude, I can't afford another controversy. I can't afford to get wrapped up in this back and forth, beef type bullshit. That was the wrong thing to do. Myron Gaines is a good friend of mine. We have been for a good long while. Listen, man, we've had disagreements off the air. We settled it like men. But at the end of the day, I should have had Fresh and Fit's back in public when all of this went down. So Myron, again, I've told you this, on the phone and everything, face to face. My bad. You too, Walt. Straight up, man to man, I was afraid. I was afraid that I was going to possibly lose my channel. People would come after me and all this other kind of stuff. That wasn't the right thing to do. And so what men need to understand, man, is that when you and again, we're going to make mistakes like this in life. This is just how it is, right? But when you learn that it is a mistake, you gotta own it. You gotta wear it. You have to let people know privately and publicly, hey man, I fucked up. My bad. It's all good. Myron and I we've always been on good terms, and he was like, hey, look, man, I understand. You'd been through a couple of controversies with O'Shea, and then Anthony, I understand you didn't want to get your hands dirty. That's still no excuse. Myron is a good friend of mine, and friends don't let other friends just take slings and arrows without coming to their defense. I made that egregious mistake with Rollo. I made it again here with Myron and Fresh. That's not a mistake I'm going to be making again. I've achieved a level of financial security that will allow me to maintain my lifestyle if somehow somebody were to snap their fingers and delete everything off of the internet having to do with Donovan Sharp. But even still, and it's been like that for a while, but even still, I should have come to Myron and Fresh's back. That's just all there is to it, man. So just want to make sure that I put that out there. Woo, wow. All right. So the line of demarcation was this, guys. The video I'm about to play for you. I'm not gonna play the whole video. This was the Abba Preach video. I guess critiquing the Fresh and Fit podcast for quote unquote capping. Now, the way Abba Preach, and again, I don't know Abba Preach. I don't know I don't know who they are. Don't know really what they stand for. I don't know what their character is like. I haven't watched enough of their content to really gauge who they are or what they're about. I know they talk about, supposedly, controversial subject matter and things of that nature. But the first time I ever talked about Abba Preach was on the 7, when Abba Preach did a video about why the world or the men need the red pill, I suppose, and it was actually a pretty good video. And then I don't know if I can't remember whether it was before or after, but Abba Preach, I think it was probably before, but Abba Preach then made an appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I think one of the I guess talking points of that podcast was them talking about whether or not working girls, ladies of the night, should be legalized. And so they had their little back and forth. And then oddly enough, strangely enough, 4 months later, and I'll show you guys this on the screen. 4 months later, Abba Preach, if you guys look to the right-hand side, the right middle of the screen, they put out this video called Fresh and Fit Are Capping Hard. We debated on selling poom poom. We all know what that is. Now, a lot of people like to mischaracterize this kind of thing as criticism, right? People tell me all the time, Donovan, you can't take criticism. Donovan, you're allergic to criticism. Not at all. I'm not above constructive criticism. But when criticism is when you are insulting somebody's brand, tearing down somebody's brand under the guise of criticism, that's Bush League. That's disingenuous. You can't say Fresh and Fit are capping hard and then come back and say, well, this was just a criticism of their video. No, this is not just a criticism of their video. These men let you on their podcast. Myron Gaines let you into his home to have a healthy debate and a healthy discussion, and it seemed to go okay. And then 4 months later, out of nowhere, you're going to put out a video that says that they were capping. Now, I don't know if this was contrived. I don't know if this was I don't know if this was a plan. It would certainly seem that way. And if it was a plan, the plan worked. Listen, man, I'm not going to hold strategic content creation against these guys. They had a plan. It appeared they had a plan. They executed it to perfection, and they parlayed it into another 500,000 subscribers on their channel. That being said, for them to act like this wasn't the plan from the beginning, again, that is disingenuous. That doesn't mean they're bad people. This doesn't mean that I don't like Abba Preach. But what they did was fucked up. Let's call this what it is. And I'm going to go back to something I talk about quite often these days. And again, my critics and detractors will say that this is very shallow and this is very simple-minded. But guys, this has proven itself to be true 11 times out of 10. And that is, if a man you are associated with does not understand women and or how to handle them here in 2021, i.e. red pill awareness, and the execution of said red pill awareness, they cannot be trusted. Let me say that again in layman's terms. If a man is not good with women these days, you can't trust him. I've been betrayed by 3 men who are not good with women. O'Shea Duke Jackson is not good with women. He pays for sex. He betrayed me. Anthony, quote unquote, Dream Johnson, definitely not good with women. He definitely betrayed me. Steve the Dean Williams is a house husband of 20 plus years. Not good with women. He betrayed me as well. So it should come as no surprise that Abba Preach, who, listen, they have a big following, not my kind of content, but, just because it's not my cup of tea, listen, they got 1.5 million subscribers. Obviously they're doing something right. So this is not to besmirch their name or their brand. But for them to pull what they pulled on Fresh and Fit, and for them to pretend that it wasn't exactly what it looked like, This is what happens when you have a couple of men who are not good with women. And again, on the surface level, it may seem a little bit shallow to say this, but guys, they turned on Fresh and Fit. They had he didn't have Preach in the house, but dude, Abba was in Myron's house. And now all of a sudden, 4 months later, they want to put out something that Fresh and Fit are capping. Well, unfortunately for Fresh and Fit, they took the bait. They took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and all hell broke loose. I think when the smoke finally cleared, I think Myron and Fresh ended up losing something like 50,000 subscribers. And I'm pretty sure Abba and Preach, achieved almost a half a million subscribers, right? Now, is the fact that Abba and Preach are not good with women, does this speak to their characters, men? No. Most men in 2021 are not good with women here in 2021. But again, I say, when you are associated with a man or men who are not good with women, who are not red pill aware and do not live the red pill life, they are bound to betray you. Well, how do you know that Abba and Preach aren't good with women? Well, number one, Abba has endorsed paying for sex. And listen, if you're a man and you want to pay for sex, cool. I'm not mad at you. It's a a product out there. If you want to go out and you want to buy women, hey, like I'm not mad at you, right? But if you have to buy women, this means that you don't understand how to get sex with them without money. And for those of you who say, well, you're going to pay either way, no. When you're paying with your time and attention and game, that's a lot less out of your pocket than actual money. That's what happens. See, because when you have the personality traits and you have the game to get women into bed, that's going to save you a hell of a lot more money than paying for sex every single time. Now, I don't know how much working girls cost per night, but let's just say it's $250, I guess, for a cheap one. Right? If you're doing this 2-3 times a week, dude, that's a mortgage. That's $2,000 a month. Yes, you're going to spend a lot of money on clothes and hitting on girls and drinks and first dates and all that, but you ain't paying no $2,000 a month, family. That's just not the way it goes. But again, if you're the type of if you endorse paying for working girls, I'm not mad at you. I have never chastised men for paying for sex, right? I've never ever chastised paying for sex. Not something I would do. It's not something I endorse, but it's not something I'm going to hold against any man. However, if a friend of yours if you are associated with a man and you know him and he's paying for sex, understand he can't be trusted. Well, how do you know Preach isn't good with women? I'm gonna try to be careful here, guys. I'm gonna try to be careful here, and I'm going to use myself as an example. Early on in my early 20s, the reason why you could tell that I wasn't good with women because of the kind of women I was able to attract. The same could possibly be said about Preach. Again, I mean no disrespect. I'm not trying to clown anybody, but again, there are obvious tells that Abba and Preach simply do not understand women on a sexual level in 2021. Does it mean they're bad people? Of course not. That does not mean they're bad people, because most men are like Abba and Preach. Most men don't really understand how to handle women these days. They would sooner just, pay for it, or just get married to one just to avoid all of it. And again, I'm not mad at that. But the point is, it should come as no surprise that they ended up turning on Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit are good with girls. Say what you want about them, they're good with girls. Abba and Preach are clearly not. And I believe that is what happened. So what we're going to do is I'm going to break down this quote unquote critique video of Abba and Preach, and I'll give my commentary. Before that, let me read these super chats. John Bachman I think that's how you pronounce that. Says, hey, brother, it's been a minute. Absolutely, with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate that. Ian Simmons, $20, says, City Boys up. Appreciate that. Michael Matroke IV with the $2 super sticker with a love fox. Angel Cardenas, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Angel Cardenas or Cardenas to welcome him to the TSR family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Rolo. Rolo Tomasi's in the chat. Good to see him in here. Rolo says fresh and fit grossed $100,000 in super chats in the month of August as a result of this shit. Yeah, exactly. And Rolo also said that subscribers, yeah, it is a vanity metric. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But it appears to me that Ab and Preach did this because, I mean, dude, Fresh and Fit were on their heels. You know, and listen, Myron and Fresh, they took the bait. Now they got a 1 million subscriber lead. So who knows? Who knows? Let's see here. Geeky Anomaly on the Sharpstream side says, yes, Nightwalker should be legalized. They would get health care and women everywhere would have to step up their game like in Germany. Exactly. Dude, I said that back in episode 220. Absolutely. Geeky Anomaly also says, what I've been preached did makes logistical sense. What I do not understand is what Allende did. Oh, Allende. Let me talk briefly. Let me speak briefly on Allende. I am no longer, Allende is not coming anywhere near myself or anything I'm doing. Allende made me he painted me a very nice picture. I invited him to the CME, and that turned out to be an abject disaster. But he was supposed to be at the CME, I think, on Wednesday. He ended up not getting there till Thursday because he had a situation on his flight. So he for whatever reason, he came in a day late. Okay, no problem. One of the girls on my production staff complained about Allende. Not going to get into details, and I certainly did not take her word for it. I didn't take her word for it. But then two of my guys on the production staff corroborated her story. And so, okay, all right, I took that into account. And then I almost got sued by two girls at the Palazzo because Allende did some sort of interview with them when it was not allowed. Okay? I had to settle. I don't want to get into too much detail. Okay? But these two girls were going to sue me because of what Allende did. Well, why didn't they sue Allende, Donovan? Because Allende's broke. Allende doesn't have the money. His name was not on the marquee of the CME. Okay? I'm not saying Allende is a bad guy, but trouble seems to follow him wherever he goes. Number one, that's the first thing. Number two, you guys saw the ridiculous stunt that Allende pulled. I don't know if he broke into Myron and Fresh's house. I don't know if the door was locked, but his ass ended up in Myron Gaines' apartment, and that situation could have gone sideways very quickly. That was the dumbest thing I think I have ever seen on camera in my life. And listen, listen, Allende is not coming anywhere near anything I'm doing. He pulled the wool over my eyes, as did O'Shea, as did Anthony, as did Steve. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So he is, the reason why Allende will never be a part of anything that I'm doing is because he is literally a walking liability. That's why. I cannot have that. I cannot have that anywhere near anything I'm doing, especially if I want to stay the fuck out of court. I ended up having to settle out of court with an undisclosed amount with these two girls to keep them from suing me through the Palazzo. All because Allende went out there and he did some interview with a couple of girls, and of course, I guess things got contentious. Ridiculous. So that's my piece on Allende. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. I could not fucking believe it. Dre Raven says, how do we know he isn't good with women? Enough said. Then, of course, funny gif. Very good. And listen, Kevin Samuels tells me this all the time. I have a blind spot when it comes to male character. He's right. He's absolutely right. I do have a blind spot, but that blind spot is closing up very, 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 very quickly. Very, very quickly. Mike and Vince Perkins, $2 says, I think they were saying it's okay, not they do it. Oh. If you watch what they talk about, Abba, it appears to me, just based on what I've seen him talk about, he's very specific about certain experiences. He's never said that he does it, but it's fairly clear to me that he probably does. I can't imagine. I mean, and he lived in LA for a while. And dude, hell, man, if I lived in LA and couldn't get out, dude, I might have to pay for box too. It's hard as hell to date out there. So yeah, things that Abba has said on his podcast lead me to believe that he probably pays for it. Does that make him a bad guy? No. But if you endorse something, that doesn't mean you do it. But Abba's very, very specific about certain situations. Jay Para, $5 says, I assure you, Abba and Preach won't throw hands with you. Abba would not throw hands with me. Preach probably would. I've heard that he's this bouncer and this and that. I'm not challenging anybody to a fight. I'm not doing that. Fresh, and listen, I'm gonna hold Myron and Fresh accountable too, because they made critical mistakes. If I were to get into a fight with Preach, it would be a very good fight. If we were to fight 10 times, he'd probably kick my ass 5 times. I'd probably kick his ass 5 times. I don't know. We'll see. If I were to fight Ed Lattimore, who just super chatted $20, if I fought him 10 times, he would probably beat me once, and then I wouldn't fight him again. It says, yo, I hope you got a chance to see the fight. Fury is the GOAT. Good to see you healthy, fam. Appreciate that. Ed Lattimore is in the house. Yes, I did. I got to watch the fight. I got to watch it on Sunday morning. So on the way back from the hospital, I didn't turn on, dude. I turned off my phone, turned off the radio, all that stuff. I didn't want to hear nothing. So Jay Woodyer Jr., $5 says, listen to Rollo, Donovan. He is right. Never trust a Judas. Never trust a, quote, box buyer. They turn on you. Pick a side, Donovan, bro. Love you, IJS. Yeah, you can't. I mean, again, and I'm gonna have to do some more research on this, but I'm telling you, any man who is unable, and this is not an attack on their character, but any man who is unable to attract women without the physical exchange of money cannot be trusted by other men. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Shout out to Ed Lattimore. TSR Tower's newest moderator. Probably should have been a mod from the start. Okay, let me quit running my mouth. Let's go ahead and get into the video. And again, to stay away from copyright strikes and this and that, I've sped up the video to 140%, used all kinds of filters, and I actually flipped it. Abba's usually on the right, Preach is usually on the left. I just reversed the video. So away we go.
Picture this though, right? We're doing the girls behind the scenes in person, right?
Of course, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Fresh talks 100 miles an hour. And so me speeding up the video is really going to make him sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, but you'll get used to it.
How they look at these guys that are paying is different from what I tell you in person, because they look at you as, okay, he's paying a need that I have, but I don't respect him. And for me, I don't want a bitch's pussy. I want her soul.
I want her soul. Now watch this.
You ain't getting nobody's soul.
See, look, right there. You ain't getting nobody's soul. No disrespect to Preach, but this is why you know. And look at their reaction. Their reaction is just like, what?
Okay, he's paying a need that I have, but I don't respect him. And for me, I don't want a bitch's pussy. I want her soul.
Look, do you see this? They have like this is a foreign concept to them. They don't understand what Fresh is talking about. And listen, shout out to Fresh. He didn't explain it properly. He just didn't explain. Listen, I'm 100% on board with what he said. He just didn't explain it. And Fresh is 29, 30 years old. At this point, he doesn't have the requisite experience on the air to be able to break something like that down. But for Abba and Preach to kind of snicker and laugh, again, this is not a critique. Like, they're literally insulting these guys. This is a personal attack. Dude, King Life, you took the words right out of my mouth.
You ain't getting nobody's soul.
And how the fuck would you know, Preach? How would you know? From all of your experience with women? I would encourage anyone who talks about getting somebody's soul. Take a look at my Instagram. I've got countless receipts of girls. I have countless receipts. And when we say you want a girl's soul, what we're really talking about is alpha widowing women. This is something that Abba and Preach probably know nothing about. Again, not an attack on their character, but to snicker about something you don't understand, to me, that's cloaking the fact that they just don't know what Fresh is talking about.
You think you are Ghostbusters?
This man said her soul. Look at your face right now. You're looking at the camera like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, you're looking at the camera like, what is he talking about? That's exactly right. Preach has no fucking clue what Fresh is talking about. But instead of just keeping it 100 and saying, not really understanding what this whole soul thing is, I would really like for you to explain it to me. No, instead they're going to act like that they're just above it. Oh, you're not getting nobody's soul. Who do you think you are, fucking Ghostbusters? Dude, really? Really? What do you think he's gonna go get Peter fucking Venkman with the Stay Puft fucking Marshmallow Man and go take the souls of girls? No. Get out of here with that.
I don't know where the whole souls comment came from.
Like this, you want a soul?
That's corny. That's super corny. But anyways,
I want her respect. So I know what you're saying, bro. Like, I don't know the guy behind the scenes, which is, oh, baby, I love whatever. And then she showed me, oh, look, all these thirsty guys in my DMs want to pay me for sex. Like, I don't know the guy behind the scenes. I know the guy that actually paid for it.
and you talk about the respect. Let me ask you something. All the girls you smashed.
Yeah.
If I talk to every one of them, you think they all respect you or are going to say good things about you?
Yes.
All of them?
All of them.
Okay, now this is where Fresh allowed himself to be led astray by someone who is clearly more experienced than him just talking, right? Of course, dude, it's not about every girl having something positive to say about you. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares.
You know, okay.
But Fresh said, yes, of course they would say something positive. Well, Fresh doesn't know that for sure.
Okay.
You know the best part? The live stream chat during that period, they were going crazy.
I know.
Yeah, they were just going, Cap, that's a lie. I'm sorry, okay? I don't care who it is. I don't care what. If you're out there and you've been with enough people, eventually you're going to have people talking shit about you behind your back. Oh, it's ridiculous. Even if it's not true, it doesn't matter.
No. Really, Abba? Really? So if you smash enough girls, if you smash enough girls, there are actually going to be women out there who have bad things to say about you, even if it's false. You don't say.
You think all your exes are saying wonderful things about you? You think everybody
Of course not.
you went on a date with saying wonderful things about you? No, bruh. You guys run a podcast where you're talking about ladies all the time. Controversial opinions. There's no way the women that you've been with, all of them have positive opinions about you.
Impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible. And this whole idea that having game makes you a better man, that's also not true.
Who said having game makes you a better man? Who said having game makes you a better man? No, having game makes you better with women. Just because you're good with women does not mean you're a better man. Abba. I think Abba's theme, and Abba he's really, really smug. He's very, very smug. He really comes across as a smug individual. When Abba, and you'll see this, when Abba doesn't understand something, he gets really smug. When Preach doesn't understand something, he looks at the camera as though, oh my God, what the hell are we talking about? That's their I don't know what the fuck is going on tell.
In some instances, it does great things for you. Helps you develop confidence and some good things. Fantastic. But it also turns a lot of people into shitty people.
And? So game turns a lot of people into shitty people. What? What of it? I guess this is the beginning of the virtue signaling part.
That's why there's a lot of shitty ass people, pickup artists who are terrible human beings. That's why I get living your best life. No, listen, gluttony, whether it's money or sex, it's not a good thing for a person.
Say something about me right now.
That's a sideways shot at Fresh. Girls and money and sex, that's not a good thing. Says who? How would you know? From your extensive experience having girls and money?
I'm a little bit different because when I meet a chick, right, she would never know that I'm RP aware. Because I move so chill and so cool that like when she meets my brother, she's like, yo, damn.
And this is so funny. Look at Preach. Fresh is talking, and Preach is on the podcast laughing at him. Like, what are we doing, man? Right? Now, one could probably speculate that Preach's wife was maybe watching with him, which explains his feminine behavior while Fresh is talking about some man shit. But when someone is trying to express something to you, you don't sit there and invalidate what they're saying by sitting there, ha, 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 ha. Listen, if you don't understand, my man, like Preach, if you don't understand what he's talking about, my nigga, just say you don't understand. Don't act like you understand, but you think it's stupid. Come on, like nobody's buying that.
Because, real talk, I'm a fucking bitch. Today, gonna eat some dinner. Her belly's full, she's feeling good. Good baby. Yo, babe, text me when you get home. She's like, damn, that was an amazing time.
Did you pay for dinner?
Beta!
Oh, you paid for dinner, beta. Really? Really? If you pay for dinner, beta? So, I'm sorry. So, if you pay for sex, nothing wrong with that. But if you pay for dinner, you're a beta.
And you know, the killer thing is like, whether they're paying with money or you're paying with your time, everyone's paying for sex.
See, here we go. Paying with money or paying for your time. Oh, no, Abba. No, 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 no. And this is why we know he pays for sex. This is why we know Abba pays for sex. You pay either way. Listen, yes, you do pay either way. But there's a big difference between a monetary physical exchange and actual game. And Rollo talks about this all the time. You see, there's a big difference between validational sex, that is acquired with game, and transactional sex, that is acquired with hard cash. Somebody said to me on one of my live streams when I was lifting weights, he said, why is it that, in order to be high value, you guys teach, getting physically fit and things of that nature? And my answer was pretty simple. You could be a man, you could be a billionaire, right? Billionaire who's out of shape. You have a beautiful, exquisite wife or girlfriend. Okay, she's going to have sex with you because she has to, right? Which is not a problem. Listen, if she wants to continue living the life, if she wants to continue reaping the benefits of, giving herself to a high-value guy who happens to also be fat and out of shape, hey, you do what you have to do. And Rollo used this example. He used this very example when he was critiquing one of these videos. But if you were that same guy, that same billionaire who was in good shape, like, say, I don't know, a Cristiano Ronaldo, your woman is not having sex with you because she has to. At that point, she's having sex with you because she wants to. And that's the difference in the payment. You see, when you have the confidence and charisma, i.e. game, which is shorthand for understanding how to build attraction with women on purpose, you get validational sex. You get women having sex with you because they want to. But when you physically pay for it with physical money, hey, you give me sex, I give you money, that is strictly transactional sex. Because the sex that you acquire with game is a lot different than the sex that you acquire with actual physical money. The girl that has sex with you because of your game and personality and charisma, she's going to suck your cock with the ferocity of someone who wants to suck your cock. The girl you paid $200-$300 for, okay, she'll go down on you. But she ain't going all the way to the tonsils like the validational sex girl is. No, it is very, 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 very different. You pay either way is a false argument. Don't want to hear it.
Everyone pays for it. You pay with your time and attention. That 2-3 hours that you put into that date, most people put out 5 hours minimum, especially if you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Right? That's time you could have put into work putting out 1 or 2 podcasts. You're paying. Everyone pays. We all pay.
But see, that experience with me was priceless. But see, at the moment, bro.
You're gonna tell me in my face. You're gonna tell me in my face that you just said I don't want her pussy. I want her soul broadcasted on internet, and you gonna tell me that all these girls gonna have respect for it?
You know, some of them watch this too left.
Do you see what just happened? Let's run that back one more time. This is feminine, what he just did here. Just watch Preach.
Tell me in my face that you just said I don't want her pussy. I want her soul broadcasted on internet, and you gonna tell me that all these girls gonna have respect for it?
You know, some of them watch this too left.
And he just left. He left the podcast. Preach pretended that was a bullshit reason. That was a bullshit reason. What he just did was bullshit. He was looking for a reason to get off of that podcast because he didn't understand what was happening. Number one. Number two is his wife was watching him do it. So Abba asks him, do you think every single girl you slept with is going to have something positive to say? He said, yes. Listen, we knew that was cap.
Stop the cap.
We knew that was cap. All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. But then Preach is going to act like, you're going to tell me to my face that every girl you slept with is going to have something positive to say? I'm out of here. What? You're gonna act like you're just so incredulously upset about what he just said, which was no big deal at all? You're gonna use that as the reason to say, fuck it, I'm out of here? Give me a break. Come on, dude. Like, who are we fooling here?
Nigga, you left. Because he... No, listen, there's a lot of reasons.
What else you want to do? The motherfucker say nonsense. No, because me, I'm special. I move so smooth, you don't believe what you're saying. But
Go talk to all these ladies. Some of them will not return your messages. Some of them will not want to talk to you.
some of them blocked you.
And so we came up with a couple of reasons. Some of the bigger ones was the girl's not going to respect you on the same level. You're not going to get that genuine desire bedroom fun. You're going to get
Oh, there we go. Genuine desire bedroom fun. What did I just say?
that transactional fun, which for some guys that's good enough.
There you go. Oh, wow. See, Myron is spitting. Hey, listen, for some guys, transactional sex is good enough, right? Because transactional sex is the only sex they can get. Listen, man, if I'm a guy and I can't get validational sex, shit, I'm paying too. I mean, listen, man, paying for box is better than not getting box, right? But again, let's not mince our words here. The kind of sex you get for paying for it is going to be very different from the kind of sex you get with your personality, your charisma, and your know-how of the Venusian arts.
Number two, she ain't going to respect you.
Nigga, people go on your show and disrespect you for free.
That has nothing to do with what Myron just said. Listen to this again.
The ones was the girl's not going to respect you on the same level. You're not going to get that genuine desire bedroom fun. You're going to get that transactional fun, which for some guys that's good enough. Number two, she ain't going to respect you.
Nigga, people.
She's not going to respect you. The reason why women don't respect men who pay for sex is because they have to pay for sex. Women don't want men that other women don't want. And if other women don't want you, other women aren't going to want you. Sure, they'll do the guy because he pays $200, $300, $500. I don't know what the going rate is for ladies of the night these days. But she does not respect you. If you, again, women respect men who can get sex out of them without the monetary exchange. They do not respect men who pay for box. They don't. What does that have to do with these girls coming on and disrespecting Myron for free? And when these girls disrespect Myron, he kicks them the fuck out. Abba.
Go on your show and disrespect you for free. And you kick them out. Isn't that true?
That's true.
So it's like this whole idea you're going to get respect from these ladies if you don't. That's not true at all.
That's not how it works.
That's not true at all.
And how the fuck would you know, Preach? How would you know, Abba? Rolo said this. Rolo said this while he was breaking this down. This is a fluff video. This video is devoid of content. This video, that was a very female answer. Nigga, they come on you and disrespect you for free. Abba, that's not what he was talking about. He was talking about sexual transactions. If you have to pay for sex as a man, the woman you are paying for sex is not going to respect you. That has nothing to do with women coming onto the podcast, disrespecting Myron, and getting kicked to the curb. That has nothing to do with anything. That was just you running your mouth. That's it.
But anyways.
And then number three, what I've experienced with a lot of guys, since we've coached like hundreds, if not thousands of men at this point, is a lot of guys that do this all the time and pay for it. What happens is they start to have a very negative feeling towards women. They have a deep resentment towards them because they kind of see the dark side of female nature with that, where they can no longer look at women with the same objective lens. They start to resent them and hate them because they're like, I have to pay this girl my hard-earned money to get any type of attention from her, and they don't really experience the benefits that come from dealing with women, and it gets them very jaded.
100% right. 100% right. The reason why men who pay for box on a regular basis resent women is because they know that there are men out there getting the box for nothing. They're getting the box for free. They're like, damn, I gotta pay this chick to have sex with me. Meanwhile, there's a guy she has at home or two guys, and dude, they get to pound the life out of her. They don't have to pay her anything. In fact, sometimes she brings him dinner in order for the privilege of getting pounded out by him. That is the validational sex that men like Ab and Preach crave. They can't have it, so they're pretending that they don't want it. This, again, like Rollo Tomasi says, is making your necessity a virtue.
Okay, all right, so he said a lot right there. What do you
This is funny. This is so funny. So Myron absolutely checks the both of them here. Myron absolutely checks the both of them here. And what is their reaction? Fucking crickets. What?
That's not true at all. That's not how it works.
That's not. Oh, really? Then how does it work? Preach. How does it work?
That's not true at all. But anyways.
Yeah, but anyways. Yeah. Right. How is that not true at all?
Number three, what I've
Just listen to this.
with a lot of guys, since we've coached like hundreds, if not thousands of men at this point, is a lot of guys that do this all the time and pay for it. What happens is they start to have a very negative feeling towards women. They have a deep resentment towards them because they kind of see the dark side of female nature with that, where they can no longer look at women with the same objective lens. They start to resent them and hate them because they're like, I have to pay this girl my hard-earned money to get any type of attention from her, and they don't really experience the benefits that come from dealing with women, and it gets them very jaded.
Okay, all right. So you said a lot right there. What are your thoughts on the first?
Yeah. Oops. Let's go back.
Hate them because they're like, I have to pay this girl my hard-earned money to get any type of attention from her, and they don't really experience the benefits that come from dealing with women, and it gets them very jaded.
Okay, all right. So you said a lot right there. What are your thoughts on the first 3 points?
No, guys are gonna feel a lot of resentment. Actually, most of the clients that these women have don't resent them.
And how would you know, Preach? How would you know that most of the clients these women have don't resent them? Did they tell you? Because surely we all know that what a woman says is the truth, right? Surely. If a woman who sells her, surely a woman who sells her body is a woman above reproach, right? This is a woman of moral fiber. So one could correctly assume that a working girl would tell you the truth about her clients.
They know that it's on a regular, like it's on a transactional basis, and that's why they're there. Most clients that don't see them girls know that, and that's it. Yes, there's gonna be a couple of weirdos, but it's just like any customer service kind of job. You're gonna see weirdos anywhere, and there's gonna be people.
See, now Preach is muddying the waters. Now he's muddying the waters. Now it's customer service and blah blah blah. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with this. This has to do with men resenting women for having to pay them for sex. This has nothing to do with customer service.
That don't respect you because you do customer service. You think you work at the McDonald's, all your clients are going to be pristine? Work the midnight shift and tell me about that.
Are you fucking kidding me? So now we're conflating selling your body for money to ordering a Big Mac at McDonald's? This is feminine energy. This isn't to say that Preach is feminine, but this is feminine energy. Malik on the Sharp Stream side says he's just grasping for straws. Dude, this is not an argument. This is not an argument. What are we doing? What are we doing?
The people that go there, they don't like you, they don't respect you.
And why is Abba's hand on Preach's shoulder? Is this fake star power? Is that what this is? Hold on.
And for what? Minimum wage.
There's a lot of women who are dating.
Minimum wage? What? Dude, whoa. How did we go from paying for box to somebody working minimum wage at McDonald's?
Dudes who don't respect ladies or don't like them. There's a lot of women who are just out there in the dating world getting disrespected and shat on.
Exactly.
Yes, and guess what, Abba? Those women who are out there dating and getting disrespected, the men that fuck them don't have to pay for box. You wouldn't know that.
Nope.
About this, like it's any worse or better.
Exactly.
You want to talk about resentment towards ladies? The red pill community's got enough of that, and a lot of these dudes are not paying for it.
Oh, here we go. So now we're back to the red pill community, blah, 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 resenting women. 4 weeks ago, you were like, the YouTube needs the red pill. YouTube checked them, and now we're back on this.
There's plenty of reasons why people might resent the other gender. Paying for it, I don't think, is one of the reasons.
Paying for it, I don't think, is one of the reasons. Again, that's... Let me explain this to you again, Abba and Preach. Because what Myron said was 100% true. The reason why John's clients eventually come to resent the women they're paying for box is because they know that there are other men out there getting what they get for free. There are other men out there who are not only getting sex for nothing, they're getting better sex. I got to pay $250 for this mediocre blowjob, for this starfish sex, while Brad, Chad, and Tyrone get the porn star sex for literally nothing. That's why Johns eventually become resentful. You got to listen and think, fellas. You got to listen and think.
The first thing he says, you won't get her best. You'll get transactional rather than...
That's exactly right.
genuine desire, or whatever it is.
There's some people that are very professional at what they do. They give you that experience because
And how would you know, Preach? How would you know? Because they tell you, or because you've paid for box before? Preach is either speaking, Preach looks bad either way. He's either speaking on something he knows nothing about, just to refute Myron and Fresh, or he is speaking something he has a lot of experience on. Which is it, Preach? Because Preach seems to know a lot about what these working girls and their clients are saying. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but it seems, like I said last night, it gives me some suspicions.
that's what they do. When it comes to wordplay, the way he's talking is very unidimensional and very.
It's not reflective of that world.
Unidimensional? What? Oh my God. No. Again, there is a difference between transactional sex and validational sex. Okay? When the girl fucks the hot DJ or the hot guy at the foam cannon party, like Rolla likes to say, or the professional athlete, the rapper, that is validational sex. Women who fuck guys who pay for box, who fly them out, whose significant others are fat and out of shape, that is transactional sex. There is a difference. There is a difference.
No, it's not reflective of that world. He's just seeing it from outside, and he's seeing it from probably someone that has resentment from those people that don't even know, that don't even look to find out. But whatever.
Oh my God, this guy's all over the place.
That's just speculation, so I'm not going to go on that. But
Oh. Okay, well, wait a minute. So now it's speculation? So you're going to refute this point with something speculative.
it seems like that, but I'm not really so much going to spend some time on that
because maybe you'll tell on yourself, Preach.
How he thinks is how he thinks. At the end of the day, he knows. But it's very unidirectional. That's not
Unidimensional. Just say one-dimensional, man. Like, dude, oh my God. Dude, I tell you guys all the time, I'm not as smart as I sound. I'm not going to pretend. I don't use a bunch of word salad. I don't use a bunch of, 17 syllable words so I can sound like I have the brains of somebody like Hotep Jesus. Nah, fam. Unidimensional. Come on, Preach.
what the reality is and how it reflects it.
At the end of the day, when you pay someone for a job, they come to do it. They're doing it for free, or they do it out of passion. They don't always do their job. As an artist, you know this. Mm-hmm. Ask an artist to do something out of love, then ask an artist to do something because they're getting paid.
Wow. Ask an artist the difference between doing something they're getting paid for and doing it. That he literally just made Myron's point. He just made Myron's point. When an artist does something for free because he wants to do it, that's going to be better work than the work he's getting paid for. But keep in mind, sex and working girls and artists. See, here's the thing. What they keep trying to make these analogies with all of these other customer service. Well, you pay for a service, you get the service. That's correct. But if you go to McDonald's, they're not giving you the meals for free. You have to pay for the meals. You understand that? If somebody makes a burger for you out of love, it's not going to taste any better. No, you have to pay either way. Working girls, ladies of the night, prostitutes, that is the only profession where there is a cost on both sides.
The approach is completely different. And the truth is, the reason why these high-value dudes or dudes who got all this money pay for this is because they get the best out of these ladies.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So by paying for sex, you're getting her best sex. Abba, you don't know what the... Listen, no disrespect, fam. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You really don't. And neither do you, Preach. Shout out to you guys. You guys got 1.5 million subscribers. You guys are miles ahead of I'm not ever going to approach that. But you guys need to stay in your lane here. Like, this is cringe. This is absolute cringe. You guys are speaking... Dude, these guys are speaking like they're an authority. They're making absolutely 0 sense. They're making no sense. This is crazy.
They get the best out of them. When they show up on time. They don't get flicked on.
Oh my God. So now he is talking about the benefits. Now he is talking about the benefits of transactional sex. Someone in the chat says, well, he endorses. That doesn't mean he does it. Listen to this guy and tell me that this dude doesn't have experience with this.
You're paying somebody and get flaked on. You ever had somebody ghost you for a day? That happens, right? When they show up, they make sure everything's taken care of because they're there to cater to their client. Everything's got its use. A lot of these dudes are married. They have their wives at home, but when they want to get their rocks off, they want to get it good. Their wife can't always do everything they need, even though that woman loves them and desires them.
So by that logic, you go to a restaurant, you're not going to get the best because it's transactional. No.
Oh my God. So by that logic, you go to the restaurant, you're not going to get the best because it's transactional. No, you are going to get the best from a restaurant because restaurants aren't giving away food to people and making other people pay for it. Again, bad analogy. No, you get the restaurant's best because you pay for it. Let's say the restaurant decides to give away 3 free meals. 3 free meals to customers. Do you think those 3 customers that got it for free are going to get their best? No. No. Because the restaurant needs the money to run. That's a bad example. No, you get a restaurant's best, not because you get a restaurant's best for 2 reasons. Number 1, because you pay for it. And number 2, because you have options. You understand? When you go to a restaurant, a high-end restaurant, they treat you like gold because they know that there are other high-end restaurants that they are competing with. Are you with me? Are you with me? They're competing with other high-end restaurants. In their minds, they're indirectly telling you, hey, listen, you had a lot of choices. You decided to eat here. Same with airlines. Listen, American Airlines tells us all the time, hey, we appreciate you flying American. We know you have choices. We feel privileged and honored that you chose us. That's what they say. They are providing a service. You are getting their best because they know you have options. When it comes to sex, the woman knows you don't have any options. Why? When you're paying for it. Why? Because you're paying for sex. If you had options in a bunch of girls, if you really had sexual options, why would you pay for sex? Because you don't have options. Women know that men who have to pay for sex can't get sex anywhere else but to pay for it. There is no reason to give that man her best because they know that he's not getting it anywhere else. He doesn't have anything to compare it to. The restaurant analogy is false. Are you kidding me with this? This is ridiculous. Dude, this is, oh my God, dude. This is insanity. This is insane. I didn't realize this was that crazy.
Oh, you go to a restaurant, it's transactional. It's better than, a home cooked meal is better. There's some pretty good restaurants out there. Oh, yeah. That their food.
Oh, see, now we're comparing. A home cooked meal is better. In other words, validational sex. So this is the comparison he's making. A home cooked meal is better, right? Validational sex is better. Well, you know what? There's some pretty good options out there. Okay. I'm sure they are. But the home cooked meal is better. Preach. Yes, there are some pretty good options out there. But when you have to go out there and pay for it, like say, I don't know, box or sex, you're not going to get the same attention. You're not going to get the same quality of sex. This is crazy talk.
It's transactional. The service is good.
Oh, yeah, right. Because transactional sex and going to a restaurant or an airline or a place of business, it's the same thing. Fuck out of here.
They're getting paid. The waitress that you go to have a drink is transactional. She's not really your friend, but she's there. And while she's there and getting paid, she's herself because she knows that she might get extra. Same thing.
Preach. Again, you just made Myron's point for him. You cannot compare the restaurant experience with the girlfriend experience. The waitress is going to be nice to you so that she can get a bigger tip. That is transactional. No, she doesn't really give a fuck about you. But the reason she's nice to you is because she wants a bigger tip. The difference is when it comes to sex, they know they're going to get paid anyway. Again, it's about options. Guys, it's about options. Let me repeat that. The reason why prostitutes do not give men who pay them for sex the same kind of sex they give men who don't pay for sex is because they know that the men who pay for sex do not have options. Period. Restaurants treat you well because they know you have options. Airlines treat you well because they know you have options. Working girls don't give you the same kind of sex because they know you don't have options. Prostitution is not like the restaurant business, no matter how much you want to think it does. It is. It is very different. It is very, very different. Working girls, it's like Medicaid. Working girls are like the DMV. They know you don't have options, so there's no need for them to go above and beyond because they know that you don't have options. They know you can't get what they give you from anywhere else. This is why they have shitty customer service at the DMV and fucking Walmart. This is why working girls don't suck your dick with the same ferocity as your girlfriend. These guys are fucking clueless. These guys are absolutely clueless. I can't believe this is coming out of the mouths of two men. This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
Thing.
My mom is a wonderful cook. I love Ethiopian food. She's some of the best Ethiopian food.
That's it.
The best. She can't make sushi.
I tasted that.
I'm going to see Yamato so he can make the sushi for me.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so now now we're comparing sushi to sex. Mom's an excellent cook. But she can't make sushi, so I'm going to go out and get sushi. Abba, food and sex are not the same thing, fam. They keep making... So we've compared working girls to, let's see, restaurants, sushi. What else are you going to compare it to? What other false dichotomy are we going to have?
Suzuki, he's making the sushi for me.
Great.
All right. Ichimaru, he's making the sushi for me. Naruto, he's making the sushi for me.
They're not making.
Oh, these guys are so smug. Oh, this is just so winning, this battle.
Ichigo, he's making... I'm just naming...
Yeah, I know. I got that.
Okay.
Touche, gonna respect him.
And that's the other thing, the whole respect thing.
These guys are so fucking corny.
Not everyone needs that.
Oh, respect. Not everyone needs that. Huh. Not everyone needs that. Are you kidding me? Not everyone needs respect from a woman.
As long as you're respectful in front of me when I'm present, that's great. That's all I need. The second thing is, a lot of these women behind closed doors, they don't badmouth the people that they get paid to do this stuff for. Women are already talking shit about dudes that they just bang willy-nilly. They already talking shit about you.
They talking shit about being mad.
You got a bad breakup.
What does that have to do with anything? A and P.
If you got a bad breakup, they talk shit about you. If you did something bad within a relationship and it's still working, they
Yeah, no shit. Tell me something we don't already know.
talk shit about you. This whole idea of like, they're always going to respect you, that's nonsense. That's
No. Nobody said anything about they're always gonna. No. See what they just did there? See what they just did there? Nobody said anything about a woman always gonna respect you. If you do or don't do certain things, your woman will not respect you.
crazy to me.
And also remember this, right? When you're paying for the peace leave or the P box, what happens is you get lazy. So
Yeah, that's
all the
right.
game.
Oops, wait a minute. That's right. Yeah, you get lazy. You get lazy.
Is out the window now because guess what? Now you're relying on your money, leaving your wallet to get the girl. But once again, that girl's only there for the money, so there's no respect.
Who cares?
Who cares? Okay. Who cares? Hey, listen. If respect is not needed for Abba to have a positive sexual experience with a woman, I cannot fault him for that. I can't fault him for that. If sex is not necessary for him to, hey, I'm not mad at him. But don't pretend, don't sit here and pretend like it's something you don't want. Like, dude, like this is, it's like they're trying to legitimize working girls. This is insane.
If you're only there for the sex, why do you need her to have burning desire for you? It's like,
Oh my God. If you're only there for sex, why do you need the girl to have burning desire for you? Wow. I'll tell you why. I need the girl to have burning desire for me because I want that validational sex. I want the girl to have burning desire for me because I want the good sex. If a girl does not have burning desire for you, the sex is not going to be that good. These guys are talking, you know what? It's funny. I suspect that neither one of these guys has any idea what validational sex is like. That's the only conclusion I can draw. These guys are talking about validational sex as though it's some sort of myth, some sort of unattainable jewel. No, validational sex is absolutely a real thing. Just because you don't have experience with it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
let's not make it sound like wanting to bang a girl's like some noble cause that deserves respect. Who cares?
Oh my God, wanting to bang a girl is And there Abba goes with the virtue signaling again. Abba's a smug dude who wants everyone to think that he is holier than thou. This is ridiculous.
This idea that, like, oh, they're only there for the money. Most of the time, they're only there for one thing as well. And it's very, very, like, instant gratification and then we're out. So I don't even understand why you want to have, like, some deeper approach to it. Two.
Because we don't want to pay for box, Abba. We don't want to pay for the box, fam. That's why.
This whole idea of having game and all this stuff, it's for some people. Not everyone wants that. Not everyone wants to bother going on dates and chatting to women.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Abba. The fuck are you talking about? Men and women are genetically predisposed to want to commingle with one another. Both men and women alike love the cat and mouse, the game of tug of war. The coquettish game of flirting, tug of war. The thrill of the chase, the thrill of the hunt.
And being a player. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Sometimes you just want to get your rocks off. Sometimes you get up a booty call. Doesn't require any game. It doesn't. But you.
So, again, just like Fresh said, it makes you lazy.
Do it because it's convenient. So this whole idea of having game, it's not for every man. Listen.
No, having game is not for every man. No, that's... Listen, you're absolutely right about that. But let's not pretend that game is some evil.
Back in my young days, right, when I had to go to some days, just the work to put in, it's like, why am I here? It wasn't worth it. That's why when you get older, you stop wanting to do that because you're like, this ain't worth all the trouble. The way you're talking about.
Now, listen. Abba's right. Now, I will agree with him on this. I lived that player life in Vegas. Oh, yes, I did. I spent copious amounts of time, money, and energy. And the player life, while a fucking roller coaster, it was a magic carpet ride, it gets old. It gets old. And at some point, you're like, you know what? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Time to turn in my player card. At least for a little while. Kind of take a break from it because there are other things to do, like, I don't know, maybe build a legacy, build a business, right? Life is not all about pussy. Where Abba is capping here is he's talking like he's lived this player life. He's talking like he's gotten all of the validational sex without having to pay for it when he was in his 20s. Abba doesn't strike... Listen, Abba is, I don't know, he's probably 32, 33 years old. Abba doesn't strike me as a guy who's never been good with women. That doesn't make him a bad person, but the way he is talking about his past leads us to believe that he has lived that player life.
Stop the cap.
Abba, you're capping, fam. If you have ever lived the player life, if you have ever been good with girls, you would not be speaking in this way. What he is trying to do is he's trying to say, listen, I didn't live that. He's like speaking out of both sides of his mouth. Well, I didn't live that player life, or she's got to have character for me to be able to smash. Dude, that's virtue signaling. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that. Then on the other side, you know what? I did it for a while. It's just not worth it. Really? And how would you know, Abba? How would you know? Because you banged so many girls with game? Come on, man.
About the game, it sounds really like fucking Dungeon and Dragon.
What do you mean?
Not everybody want to play Dungeon and Dragon. You want to play...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Now we are talking about seduction. We're comparing this to Dungeons and Dragons.
You get the game, you don't get the skills and shit. Some people don't want to play the goddamn game. I don't want that. If I want to eat some fish, I don't want to go to the river and fish it. Sometimes I want to go to the market. It's already cut. It's already gutted. It's already washed. I just want to put it in the pan. I don't want to go fish for a whole day and a half. Look, I'm proud. I caught this bot. I don't give a shit. Let me go to the store, get this fish right quick.
Here's another one.
Let me go to the store and get this fish right quick. You're comparing that to sex. That's called being lazy. That's exactly what Fresh just said. And listen, man, there are creature comforts that we have that have made us lazy. Right? Most things we can just have, delivered right to our door. But what he just did, he compared fishing to going out and approaching women and becoming successful. If I want fish, I'll go to the store and get fish. If I want sex, I'll go to the store and I'll just buy it. I don't need to be the guy who says, oh, look at me, I caught the fish. I don't need to be the guy, hey, look, I got this girl. Because it takes skill to go out there and catch fish. And it takes skill to go out here, especially skill these days, to go out and get women. So you're making fun of men who are good with women to justify paying for box? Is that what we're doing now?
If I'm into dominatrix stuff, a random hookup is a waste of my time.
Straight up.
All that work to find a girl who's not into stuff I'm into, why would I waste my time?
If you want specifics.
If I'm just showing up for one night, I'm not here on Tinder, got time to swipe. I'd rather just pay somebody, show up, and we know what time it is.
See? Told you. Told you.
Look fantastic. I enjoy having you as my company for the day. Afterwards, you go back to the hotel, we handle it. There's so many reasons why you would do it, and it's very logical for a lot of people. I personally enjoy chatting to ladies. I enjoy doing the whole process. Great. That's for me. But just...
There you go. There you go. Abba pays for sex. Doesn't make him a bad guy, but let's just keep it real. Abba is trying to make paying for sex. He's trying to act like it's more like he's somehow morally superior for paying for sex. I'm not going to go out here. Like, you know, these pickup artists, a lot of these guys are terrible people. Listen, I do the morally superior thing and I go out and I pay for sex. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga is actually sitting here trying to virtue signal, justifying paying for sex rather than going out and doing it, I guess, the hard way. Fam, that's lame as fuck. Lame as fuck.
because some ain't for me doesn't mean that other people who are into other stuff are fellow leaders. Some people want to do...
This is the fucking hamster. This is hamster in overdrive. This dude is literally sitting here justifying paying for sex. So he's justifying paying for sex while at the same time with Preach vilifying men who go out and hunt for it. Do it the hard way. Oh, look at you. You go out and fish for fish. I'll just go to the fish store and get it from me. I'm morally superior. Oh, look at you going out here chasing women. You're a bad person. Me, I pay for sex. I do it the right way. Fuck out of here.
Well, virginity till marriage, it's not for me. But I ain't mad at people who do that. And I'm like, maybe that game because you're waiting till... They got their own trajectory that they want to go in life. Not everyone is built to do all this stuff.
No, they're not, Abba. No, they're fucking not. Not everyone is built to do this stuff. Actually, let me rephrase that. Every man, not every man, but most men have what it takes to be successful with women. But guess what? Being successful with women is difficult. It's difficult. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. But what Abba is doing here is he is trying to tell us that doing what's difficult, getting the validational sex, which is very difficult to do, that is somehow morally reprehensible. You should not go out and get the validational sex because these pickup artists are just... Who said you have to be a pickup artist to be good with women? Who said that? Just because you're good with women doesn't make you a PUA, my nigga. So, being good with women is somehow a bad thing, while paying for sex is a good thing? Yeah, Pierre Fitzberg says this is player hate, and that's exactly what this is. It sounds to me like Abba and Preach are mad at men who are good with women without having to pay for sex.
Seduction thing that it's not necessary for everyone. But anyways, I'll keep going.
Yes, it is necessary to get the validational sex. Yes, it is. Now, it's not necessary. Listen, it's not necessary when you're just paying up front, right? You can keep that real.
There's no genuine desire. And in this scenario right here, yeah, I know you said some guys are married and they go land see whatever, but deep down, a man wants to be desired by women. And this is why people pay for OnlyFans, because they want one with a girl, they want that genuine desire.
That's not true. Even for me, I
Oh my God, that's not true.
don't care if a girl desires me. Sometimes I don't care.
Oh, this is all fucking cap.
Land see whatever, but deep down, a man wants to be desired by women. And this is why people pay for OnlyFans, because they want one with a girl, they want that genuine desire.
That's not true. Even for me, I don't care if a girl desires me.
You don't care if a woman desires you. Really? You're telling me that... So you're telling me that you don't care if a woman wants to fuck you? Of course you don't care. Of course you don't care. You're paying for sex. Again, making your necessity a virtue. Oh, white girls aren't special. I would never date white girls. Translation, I can't date white girls. Right? Oh, fuck going after women. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Translation, I'm not good with women. Ah, fuck that Porsche. I'll bet his payment is too high anyway. Translation, I don't have the requisite desire to make the money to buy the Porsche. I can't have what's hard to get, so I'm going to pretend that I don't want it. I can't get women to desire me, So I'm going to pretend that it doesn't matter.
Stop the cap.
This is ridiculous.
Sometimes I don't care. If I'm trying to date her seriously, sure. Sometimes I'm macking on a girl, it's fun to her to be. But there's sometimes
Did he just say macking on a girl? Dude, what the fuck is this, 1994?
I'm just like, bruh, you know what? This is a friends with benefits situation. I enjoy sleeping with you, you enjoy sleeping with me. We don't have that much desire for each other, but it's convenient.
Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, wait a minute. Did this nigga just say we're in a friends with benefits arrangement? We're sleeping together. I don't desire you and you don't desire me. Then why are you sleeping together, Abba? Where? I don't know. Maybe I missed something here.
Sometimes I don't care.
Stop the cap.
We all care.
If I'm trying to date her seriously, sure. Sometimes I'm macking on a girl, it's fun to her to be. But there's sometimes I'm just like, bruh, you know what? This is a friends with benefits situation. I enjoy sleeping with you, you enjoy sleeping with me. We don't have that much desire for each other, but it's convenient.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I don't believe that Abba has ever been in a friends with benefits arrangement because what he just described. See, this is why you know when dudes have no idea what they're talking about. What are you talking about? I don't desire you, you don't desire me, but we're fucking twice a week? What? What are you talking about? What is this? What?
Some situations, and for some people, that's perfect. So this whole idea of like you always need desire, that's not true at all.
So,
Oh my God. For some situations, you don't need desire at all. That's not, yeah, that's exactly right, Abba. There doesn't need to be desire when there is money, physical money being exchanged. Unbelievable. These guys.
Preach, right? I get what you're saying. I actually know a lot of guys that pay for it, right? And they're very successful, very wealthy. But the problem is that like they no longer see women as a challenge. It's kind of like not that they can get it by just paying, because to them, $100 nothing, $20 nothing. It's like $1 to them. Good. Now it's kind of like, okay, now that I'm at this level, like women to me are like, how to put this? It's like a piece of candy. I can just go to the store and buy it.
I think what I know this is that Myron has an analogy about the candy store.
Yeah, this is funny, but they're not acknowledging what Fresh just said.
This whole analogy about like, you know, the reason why men don't want to settle is because our whole lives we couldn't get into the candy store while we watch the ladies go in, and now that I made my money, I'm going to the candy store, but you only tell me to leave with one candy. He's like, no, I wanted to try all the candies. So it's interesting that he's talking about like how these rich men view these women as candy. Meanwhile, his partner got a real analogy about viewing them as candy.
Oh yeah, they're contradictory. What the fuck are you, Kevin Ray Wilder? Come on.
Interesting. But
Now, with that being said, their game has no game, because now it's kind of like, okay, you know what? Today I'm lazy. I just finished my business meeting. I'll go over to Smash. And just the mentality is very lazy. But what's wrong if dudes don't have game? What's wrong if they just want to pay for it, smash, and be like, whatever?
There's nothing wrong with dudes who don't have game, who just want to pay for it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Listen, again, I have never said that there's anything wrong with men paying for box. There's nothing wrong with it. But what's happening here is that Abba is he's directly now telling everyone, hey, paying for box is the morally superior way to do it. You shouldn't do it the PUA way. That's bad. No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But what Myron and Fresh are trying to tell you is that there are costs. Not only is it going to cost you physical money, you're going to start to resent women. It's going to be, and you're never going to get the validational sex you want. It's going to be all transactional sex, and eventually you're going to start to see women, you're going to start to see them as literal just commodities. If I want it, I can just go pay for it. At that point, why even try?
What's the issue with that? I think it's good that a lot of dudes do have game, but not everybody can have game. So
No, they can't.
what's wrong with some dudes just being like, man, just throw the pussy at me and get the fuck out of it? I'll say this, right? So
I'm good
this is
with
something that is a come to the person's nature and what they really want out of life.
Yes.
And not every guy needs game. You're right. However, for you to live your best life while you're here, you do want a burning desire. Now, get this. Most guys don't understand, for example, okay, if I pay for it, right, I'll get what I want. But if they did pay for it, they get much more because, once again,
I suspect these guys are paying $100 for hookers.
Dude, see? Do you see that? Fresh was onto something there. Fresh was onto something. He understands the difference between transactional and validational sex.
They're getting cheap end ones. Maybe that's what's happening. Right, it's like a streetwalker. If you pay high money, these girls come correct. So what he's saying...
Are you kidding me? They come correct, but they're still not going to fuck you the same way they fuck other guys for free, Abba. They're just not going to. They don't have a reason to.
You're going to get more out of like some sexual... It's not true at all. But anyways.
Oh my God. It's not true at all. How would you know? How would... Dude, Dude, Abba is talking like a man who has never had validational sex with a woman. He truly believes what's coming out of his mouth.
Yes, when you pay, you get it right away. But when you're not paying, the character you build, the game that you learn, the strategies that you're gonna like come upon, you become a better man. The best sexually, the best compliance, the best submissiveness, the best, and more importantly for me, respect.
If you take care of the lady and you pay properly, there's a lot of girls who will do pretty much anything for that. So,
oh my God, here we go. And how would you know? How would you know, Abba? Listen, again, she'll do anything you want if you pay him enough. But will they do it with the same ferocity as if you don't pay? Listen, a girl will let you go backdoor if you pay for it, right? But there's a big difference between a woman letting you go backdoor and a woman allowing you to go backdoor because you paid for it. There's a difference.
I agree with what you guys are saying, where even for me, it's not how I want to do things. But for some guys, you know what you said, like living your best life, some guys find it boring. Okay? They start talking to them like, ugh. They're putting that effort. They just like, ugh.
Oh, they find it boring to talk to girls and to build sexual attraction.
Stop the cap.
Fuck out of here, man.
You know what I mean? I get it. Especially when you're busy. Yeah. Hey, listen, there's a lot of reasons why you should legalize it, considering it makes it safer for the workers. It brings tax revenue to the country, because this stuff is already happening. It happens in the DMs, it happens on the streets, it happens on websites. It's happening every day. Right? Legalize it, make it safer for the workers, and also you make it so that
I'm good with all that.
The government gets its tax money, gets redistributed into the city, whatever. Okay? There's a lot of advantages to it. The downsides have not been recorded in places where it is legalized. So this is my thing. Me personally, I'm not into paying, but some people are. And you know,
me personally, I'm not into paying.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Listen, Abba pays for sex. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Just keep it real, my man.
What I should say, everyone should do what they want.
Let them.
All right? There's guys in marriages right now who go to rubbing tugs because they want a little something extra on the side. There's nothing wrong with it.
Let them.
All right? Everyone's doing things in a safe and consensual manner. I'm all for it. Anything you want to say?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there you go.
But that was a cap. That's a big old cap.
Big old cap.
Big old cap.
All the girls respect me. Listen, you guys, if I'm lying about this, guys, post below. You guys honestly believe every girl you've ever been on a date with or seen has respect?
See, now they're harping on the point.
Back to you afterwards. Hindsight's 20/20. They remember things differently. They only remember the negative parts after you reject them. Y'all know that. You don't talk about?
Yeah.
You say no to somebody, and you're like, you know what? He was an asshole.
It's impossible.
Well, no, just no. But hey, maybe you're a magician. Maybe you got the special game that nobody else has. But I don't buy it for a second. So listen.
No, because we're not different. I'm just shut up.
Let me read some of these super chats before I continue. God, that was cringe, man. That was cringe. Okay, Elias Chamhazo with the $1 super chat. Appreciate that. Ease Chill says, Donovan, you are the fucking man. We need people like you to expose these feminine ego strokers. Patrice O'Neill is holding his fist up in his grave for what you do. Glad to have you back. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Ness B, $5, says they sound like female versions of Jenny from the Block. By the way, keep on keeping on and fly Eagles fly, even though they're sucking right now. Jesus, 2 and 5. I predicted we would go 4 and 13. BB Vegito with the $5 super chat says, whose man is this? Right. Zayunda Heimdall, $10, says, I've been watching both for a while now and have enjoyed both contents, but I can say I'm glad Fresh and Fit stopped talking about it because it gets old hearing Aben Preach talk about it. You're right. Manosphere Paradigm with the 70 South African rands, which is roughly $5, says Aben Preach dipped their toe into the RP and shat their pants. Granted, Fresh and Fit messed up the response. Aben Preach felt some type of way, and they, oh my God, Nina unrated as an adult Nightwalker. Glad you're in good health. Appreciate that. Angel Cardenas, $20, says the goal was never for them to win the argument, but to incite an angry response from Fresh and Fit, then forget about the argument and lead with Fresh and Fit ad hominem attacks, claim the moral high ground. Also, I agree, Abba is so smug. Where's my Don DeMarco button? I'll be talking about that next. He's still another $10, says the best and worst part of all this is that they and all other YouTubers reacted. It's easy to poke at the popular new kids, then act like the victim after you pull a Terry Crews #MeToo nut grab. John Varela, $5, says that's because they can only view the beta buck side of hypergamy. These two have likely never experienced genuine burning desire from a woman. I would agree. John Varela, $5 says, LMAO, he just pulled his own card. Jay Allister, 2 British pounds, says, do Abba and Preach and Kevin Ray Wilder compliment each other? Yeah, they probably do. They probably do. So let me comment on what happened after this breakdown. The way I see it is this. So the reason why Abba and Preach did this video is exactly for the reason that Angel Cardenas specified in his super chat. They just wanted to incite a response. Myron and Fresh took the bait, and all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. To me, this was a contrived strategy. And listen, shout out to them. It worked. And because it worked, it gave them content for damn near 2 months. Let's take a look at their YouTube channel after they did this quote unquote critique video. So Fresh and Fit are capping hard, right? That was not a critique. That was poking the new kids. Now the Emperor has no clothes. Fresh and fraud. They talked about his wife, asked him to box, so Preach, there you are. Then now Abba is on here virtue signaling about integrity. Preach, fluke and fraud, try to apologize. He bought a firearm, twin sisters at Fresh and Fit. Abba and Preach look sophomoric here. They look absolutely fucking sophomoric. They just kept on. Fresh and Fit faked it, but they never made it. They kept making videos for like the better part of 2 weeks. Even after Myron and Fresh squashed it, they continued to talk about it. This is what told me that this was the intent. And the intent worked. Like I said, the strategy worked. In the future, they're not going to give, obviously Myron and Fresh they're not going to give these guys any more oxygen. Abba and Preach's plan worked, but let's not make any mistake about it. This was a plan. This was a plan they executed. They talked shit about something they knew nothing about. They got the proper response. Now, the Myron and Fresh response was all wrong. You never go after another man's wife, right? You never challenge someone to a boxing match if you don't really want to challenge them to a boxing match. And I think it's interesting that they talked about fighting Fresh, but neither one of them talked about throwing hands with Myron. I thought that was very interesting. You want to know why they didn't talk about throwing hands with Myron? You want to know why? Because they know he's a better fighter than Fresh. So that was cowardly. Then they want to talk shit about them. Oh my God, he bought a firearm. You're goddamn right he bought a fucking firearm. You got this crazy motherfucker Preach talking about I know where you live and I know this and that. Guess what? I'm getting a firearm too, motherfucker. The fuck am I going to do? Let you just walk into my house and not be able to protect myself just to say that I'm an alpha male? No, fuck that. Preach got out here talking Preach was out here talking all crazy. I'm going to do this. Dude, Preach was never going to do shit. He was never going to do shit. I know where you live. I'm coming to get you. Fam. Stop the cap. Hold up.
Stop the cap.
Like, really. And to be honest with you, man, like, it was wrong for Myron to go after Preach's wife, but Preach acted like he was madder than he was. He just got madder than he was. Like, he made a whole big, oh my God, I'm going to do this. You ain't doing shit, dog. You ain't doing shit, man. Like, fuck all this nonsense, man. Like, dude, seriously. Then they wanted to pick on Fresh and this and that. This showed more about Abba and Preach than it did about Fresh and Fit. Now, let's talk about the Anna Quinn situation as well as the Nina unrated situation. Anna Quinn came out and made an accusation against Myron Gaines. She made an accusation against Myron Gaines. Now, Myron told her straight up, hey, listen, if you're trying to be on the program, we need to fuck. Myron said it on his program, hey, man, check this out. I was shooting my shot. And listen, he came crazy and said, listen, is this something I should have done? Yeah, listen, in hindsight, probably not. Probably not, but I was shooting my shot. That's what it was. I was using every available resource for me, every available resource to me to get the box. It's not, now here's the thing. Would I have done something like that? I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I've never been in that situation where in 6 months I gain hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscriptions. All of a sudden now I'm making 6 figures a month and women are literally throwing themselves at me. I've never been in that situation. Now, you never mix business with pleasure. That's sort of the rule. That's sort of an unwritten rule that we talk about, but men do this all the time. Sometimes it works out. Most of the time it doesn't. Myron figured out that it doesn't work. But the interesting thing here is that men in this community, we all talk about the fact that you can't trust women, you can't take what they say at face value. Yet the moment Anna Quinn comes out with her accusation, all of a sudden, now she's validated. Now all of a sudden, we're just going to automatically take what she says as solid gold. All because we wanted to take down the new kid on the block. The bottom line in this situation is that Anna Quinn was used to try to take down Fresh and Fit. And then, of course, there was the Miss Whatever who said she was pregnant. I remember this. This was funny. I was actually watching her being interviewed. I don't even know what the bitch's name is. The girl who said that she was pregnant by Myron. I was actually watching this while I was up in Connecticut. I was watching this live up in Connecticut, doing the film with Kevin Savo, right? I'm texting back and forth with Myron, letting him know, hey, man, this bitch is talking shit. This chick on the air says, oh, my God, this is Myron calling me right now. I said, Myron, this chick is telling everyone that you are calling her right now. Calling her right now. Everyone took what all these women said about Myron at face value, and they used that as a reason to go after them. O'Shea, the leader of the black manosphere, oh, fuck white people. We don't need people who swirl, and white people lie on black people, and white people get black people killed, and this and that and the other. Now, all of a sudden, O'Shea is validating Anna Quinn, who made a baseless claim against Myron. Myron didn't break any laws. He said, look, if you're going to be in the podcast, we got to fuck. There are no laws. There are no laws against that. Is it something I would have done? Probably not, but you never know. You never know. I mean, we can all sit here and say, well, I would take a hometown discount for XYZ team. You don't know that. You don't know what you would do in that situation. I would like to think that I wouldn't do something like that because, mixing business with pleasure. And again, Myron came out and said, hey, look, man, I was shooting my shot. Shouldn't have done it. But for black YouTube to pretend to believe a white woman and use that as a reason to kick Myron and Fresh out of the black manosphere, a community they were never a part of in the first place, that's ridiculous. And that's very telling. So all of a sudden you got all these girls coming out, oh, Myron did this. Oh, wait a minute. What happened to false accusations? And those same sons of bitches with their pitchforks and with their pitchforks and their lynch mob, same motherfuckers. Oh, I can't believe Goose Day Janice said what she said on Donovan's podcast. Like Kevin says, man, you cannot make this shit up. Yeah, Miss Cheeks on Instagram. Yeah, Myron did this. Listen, everybody tried to take their pound of flesh. Everybody tried to take their pound of flesh. And it was all 100% fucking bullshit. So I'm going to say this right here and right now. I am 1,000% in support of Myron and Fresh. I am 100% in support of the Fresh and Fit podcast. Did they make mistakes along the way? Absolutely. Trust and believe they have paid the price for that. They have paid the price. Like they have paid their debt to society. Trust me. And if you don't think so, that's a you problem. Myron and Fresh are very young. A lot of things happen very quickly. That's no excuse, but hey, listen, they mishandled the situation. What are Fresh and Fit not allowed to make mistakes? Are they not allowed to say, hey, we fucked up? We fucked up. Apparently not. But I'm doing now what I should have done months ago. Because when I watched this video, I was actually watching this video while I was lifting weights. I was lifting weights and I was so pissed off, I was going to stop my workout to run up here to the studio and do exactly what I'm doing right now. But I talked myself out of it. I talked myself out of it and I said, all right, okay. Let me just calm down. That turned out to be a big mistake. Because I convinced myself that if I go to bat for these guys, then the lynch mob was going to come after me too. They did with O'Shea. They did for Anthony. In my mind, I was like, dude, I can't afford any more fucking controversy here in 2021. You kidding me? No, that was a very cowardly thing for me to do. That was very cowardly. That was very cowardly for me to do. I can readily admit that. Myron Gaines has never spoken ill of me. He's never betrayed me. He's never done or said anything publicly to betray my trust. And when he needed me the most, I turned my back on him. I was wrong for that. I was wrong for that. And Myron, he's cool. He's like, listen, man, it's okay. And I'm like, nah, not okay, man. Not okay. Not okay. That was a mistake that I should not have. So that's something I'll never do again. That's something I'll never do again, man. If somebody comes after Kevin Samuels, guess what? I'm taking them the fuck down. If somebody comes after Myron and Fresh, I'm taking them the fuck down too. I don't give a fuck who comes after me. Because in the end, I've survived everything. I mean, dude, like you guys know, I fought, you guys know that I have definitely fought plenty of wars in this space, and I'm still here. There isn't, at this point, what Anthony Johnson did to me, in hindsight, it sucked while it was happening, but in hindsight, he almost did me a favor. What he did is he inadvertently made me really bulletproof. There is nothing else for me to hide. Everyone knows everything about me. There is nothing about my past or my life that you guys don't know. Everything is out there. Criminal record, arrests, all that stuff. My name, my age, Dev's name, her age, all that stuff. All that stuff's out there. So I'm not beholden to anybody. Nobody can call me up and say, hey, Donovan, I'm going to expose you for... It's all out there. It's all out there. And I regret that I did not have the foresight or the testicular fortitude, read the balls to understand that and say, you know what? If I survived the Anthony Johnson thing, if I survived and thrived in spite of what O'Shea tried to do, I should be able to survive this. That's all there is to it. So again, to Fresh and Fit, I sincerely apologize for abandoning you guys when you guys needed me the most. And listen, man, I'll say the same thing to Rolo Tomasi again. I should have had Rolo's back when Anthony did what he did to him. All right. Jordan Price. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. Hollywood Superfly with the $5 Canadian says, glad you're back healthy. Are you going to go through with the response? Or am I going to go through with the response from Fresh and Fit? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Jay Woodyard Jr., $2, says A&P got triggered because they are tricks exposed. Maybe. Jordan Price, member for 5 months, says you need to see the Fresh and Fit 5-hour response. I watched it. God damn it. Quit opening the fucking door, Dev. What are we doing? Jesus Christ. That better be the dog walker. God damn. I watched it live. So. Brisk Clown with the $100 super chat. Says, I totally agreed. There was a video. Abba said, quote, when he did videos on Skippy, videos off the net, No one says nothing, but because it's your heroes, y'all get mad. My issue with that, they sat with Fresh and Fit face to face and could have said all their so-called critique then. Exactly. That's why this was some nigga shit. This was some bitch ass nigga shit. Let's just call it what it is. You sat in this man's house and had a debate with him. He spoke his piece. You guys spoke your piece. Then 4 months later, out of nowhere, you're going to talk about Fresh and Fit capping. You can't trust guys like Abin Preach, man. You just can't. You can't. You cannot. Men who do not have red pill awareness and don't live the red pill life cannot be trusted by men who don't. That's just all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Anthony Johnson is a black pillar. O'Shea is blue pill. Steve the Dean is a house husband. Man, all three of those people turned on me. Abin Preacher, borderline black pill. They turned on Fresh and Fit. So it should come as no surprise that this happened. Jay Woodyard Jr., $5 says, I disagree. Ride with your brothers. If a people you open your home to and show stab you in the back, nothing is off limits. A&P deserve a lot worse. That was some nigga shit. Like, that was like, dude, like, you had these dudes in your home. You, like, dude, this, and they're going to do them like this? Some fucking bullshit, man. It really is. It really is. Interesting, wow. Interesting conversation going on Sharp Stream. Geeky Anomaly says, we need the Godfather to come up in here and let us know firsthand what the difference between validational and high-end escort. I may have Rollo on here very, very, very soon. Geeky Anomaly says, it's like a smug religious person assuming the moral high ground for not drinking. Bro, it's fine if you don't drink, but that doesn't make you better than me. Exactly. Exactly. Lair Signal says, Abin Preacher pretending that women who accept money for sex also want to have sex with those guys. Right. Right. She doesn't want to have sex with you if you don't pay her. If that were true, he continues, why don't they not pay for it? Because they need to be motivated. Couldn't have said that any better myself, man. Pierre Fitzberg on the YouTube side says, Abin Preacher good guys, but this shows how flawed they are as men, sadly. Yeah, listen, man. I think they're good dudes. But I think that acting like their integrity and moral and all this other kind of stuff, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you're so full of integrity and morals, then you would have had this conversation with Myron and Fresh behind closed doors instead of putting it all out there for the world to see and then going on Adam No Jumper like 3 days afterwards as if this wasn't planned. Fuck out of here, man. S Notice says, this is why I waited till the dust cleared. A lot of silliness that wasn't worked it. I'm glad for the breakdown nonetheless. Appreciate that. Geeky Anomaly says, by Godfather, I meant Kevin. Listen, man. Kevin and the Fresh and Fit guys, they're just not going to see eye to eye. So I'm never going to have Kevin on to discuss Fresh and Fit. I'm never going to have Fresh and Fit discuss Kevin. That's just the way of it. That's just the way of it, man. Brisk Clown, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Brisk Clown to welcome him to the TSR family. Appreciate that. Taro says, missed the start of this. I like them both. Wish we can all get along in the manosphere. That seems to be very, very difficult. To do. A couple of quick announcements before we close things out here. A great podcast, by the way. I am in need of another volunteer to do the timestamps for me. I need to the guy that was doing the timestamps for us before disappeared. Don't know where he's at. If you'd like to volunteer, contact with Devin. Devin at DonovanSharp.com, Devin at DonovanSharp.com. If you email me, I'm going to send it to her because I got other shit to do. That's the first thing, and I've already forgotten what the second thing is. Damn, I've already forgotten what the second thing is. Oh, also, I'm going to start breaking down dating shows again next week. I'm looking for a dating show to break down. If you have a suggestion or if you know of a dating show that you think I could break down, email me, tsr at donovansharp.com, tsr at donovansharp.com, or devin at donovansharp.com, etc., etc. Zayunda Heimdall, $10, says they have multiple videos about Skippy and disgusted by his actions. Skippy gets on FNF, and now they want to say FNF are villains, turning the narrative, and that's why they're doing Skippy wrong, bruh. Right. Yeah, exactly. King Life says Abba even called Myron an e-parsed. Now, see, that's the unforgivable. That's the unforgivable part. Abba, what the fuck are you doing, man? What the fuck? Now, let me check myself here, man. Where the fuck do you get off calling another man a rapist? Where the fuck do you get off, man? You don't know what the fuck happened. You weren't there. Where the fuck do you get off making a statement like that? That was irresponsible, bullheaded, and fucking stupid. You can't be calling men that. This is the problem with men. This is the fucking problem with men, dude. We're our own fucking worst enemies. We don't even have to have women come after us anymore. And you too, fucking Allende. The fuck are you doing breaking into this nigga's house talking about you're a rapist? What are we doing? The fuck are we doing, man? Really? You're going to call this guy an e-parist on the air? You got 1.5 million subscribers? Based on what? The word of a woman? Dude, listen. All this stuff was serious, but pretty petty. That was the unforgivable fucking crime. And Allende, the reason why I'm not returning your text messages is because I blocked you. Like, seriously, man. Like, enough is enough. Like, enough, dude, like, for real. The reason why I did the video on O'Shea is because every fucking 6 weeks, this nigga's got my name in his mouth. Spitting out bullshit. I gotta respond. Anthony Dream Johnson, that speaks for itself. There's no fucking reason why men have to fight amongst each other all the goddamn time. What are we doing? What are we doing? Called him a rapist and don't know shit about shit. Tell that shit to his face, Abba, and watch what happens. Based on the word of a fucking woman. Unbelievable. Gentlemen, this is why you cannot associate with men like this. You can't do it. You can't do it. These men will turn on you. They'll stab you in the back. They'll tell lies on you. You called this man a fucking rapist, and you don't know shit about shit. Unbelievable, dude. Man, I'm glad I ended with that. I had completely forgotten about that, because this would have been a shit show. But that's the one thing is everybody's calling Myron an e-parist. What? Like, it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, dude. The pie is big enough for everybody. But Anthony Johnson's out here acting like he's the only person that can put on fucking conventions. It's like somebody said in the chat, it's like McDonald's suing Burger King for making hamburgers, cheeseburgers. The fuck out of here, man. I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I don't know, dude, and it's a goddamn shame. I gotta do fucking videos like this. I had to do the video on O'Shea. The nigga keeps talking shit. Oh, yeah, he had a falling out with Roosh. No, I didn't. Shut the fuck up about me all goddamn ready. Jesus. Yeah, Nina Unrated came out with some shit. Good. You're believing Nina Unrated, this fucking Miss whatever the fuck her name was. You're believing Anna Quint. Now, all of a sudden, now we're going to believe. Got it. Got it. Got it. This is why we need to separate ourselves from men like this. These men cannot be trusted. Dude, they will stab you in the back. They will lie on you. They will say whatever they have to damage your reputation. Whatever they have to. That stunt that fucking Allende pulled, bruh, that could have gone way sideways, bruh. You didn't do yourself no fucking favors. The fuck out of here, man. That dude is the epitome of a fucking clout chaser. I cannot stand niggas like that. I can't stand it. I don't know who Skippy is. Was it peanut butter? I don't know. Someone said, oh, so King of Life says Pierre Fitzberg says Abba declined to fight Myron. I didn't know that Myron had challenged. Of course Abba declined to fight Myron. Myron would fuck his ass up, man. Dude, Abba's got tits. He's got bigger tits than fucking Devin. That's why he wore that, whatever that thing was he was wearing on Fresh and Fit to hide his fucking tits. Jesus Christ. Like, listen, if you look like that, if you look like a guy like that with all that self-righteous indignation morally, I guess I'd have to pay for sex too. Fuck those guys, man. Fuck them. Fuck them. Seriously. Seriously. Any man who comes out unprovoked against another man can't deal with him. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot do it. I didn't say shit about O'Shea for 6 months. I compliment the son of a bitch. He does a 2-hour rant on me. Now I gotta respond. I was nothing but good to Anthony Johnson for a year and a half, 2 years. Hosted his show, helped him out with his chargebacks, did nothing to him. The truth about Donovan Sharp. Myron and Fresh had you in their fucking home. In their fucking home. 4 months later, this happens. Can't trust these guys. Can't fucking trust them. Okay. Yes. So send me your suggestions. Send me your suggestions to, again, TSR@DonovanSharp.com. TSR@DonovanSharp.com. I would love to. I'm looking for another date. Listen, I've got plenty in mind. But we'll figure that out. I also might figure out how to break them down on YouTube. I'm actually working on that now. I think there might actually be a way that I can actually break them down on YouTube and stay away from copyright. So we'll see what happens. Jordan Price, $5 says Skippy is the virgin dude that was a son husband. Fresh and Fit had a show with him. Oh, okay. 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 All right. Good shit, man. Apologies for the rant, guys. Dude, there are a few things in this life that boil my blood quicker and hotter than men who just attack each other for no good fucking reason. No good fucking reason, man. No good reason. So again, let me make it clear. I am 1,000% in the corner of Fresh and Fit. I support them wholeheartedly. They've made mistakes. They've paid the price. They admitted their mistakes. I'm good with them. And if you unsubscribe from me for supporting Fresh and Fit, that's fine. Not going to hold that against you. It is what it is. But I'm riding with my guys. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'm not buying into this whole, oh, they're bad. No, they're not. I fucking know them both personally. They're good dudes. All right. That is going to do it. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. That is going to do it for this, the 794th edition of TSR Live. Man, we're coming up on episode 800 here rather quickly. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Again, looking for a volunteer for the timestamps. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.